I'm starting to really hop on board with red pill content. And what red pill content is, at least to my understanding and why I'm on board with it, is larger than anything else. This is what I see it as. It is a mentoring team, family in the sense of like, if you're on a football team, they become your family, not like your sister and your brother and your blood family. So it's creating this mentoring kind of family, team family for men who have wisdom on how to deal with society as it is today. So it's very valuable. Primarily, its inception was to help men understand the dangers of females and what to do with females. How to handle them, realize that they can be a liability, what they would do to you, how to not fall for their tricks. MGTOW, men going their own way, but it's evolved into something so quickly already larger than that. And it's like having a dad over and over and over again in all the different various ways. So it's like you're finding great influence, great wisdom, amazing content, really good stuff to learn, you know? And I think it's important to do that. And I'm going to jump on board and I'm going to start doing that myself, just with the things that I've learned in my life and what I continue to learn with how I'm living my life. You know, I met a girl in 2012. And I was with her until 2016. And we had a kid together. We were engaged to get married. We were a church family kind of thing. We both believed in God, and that's why I think we got together. And we were both emotionally codependent. We were codependent people. And it was a bad thing. Well, okay. It wasn't a bad... I'm really reluctant to say it was a bad thing because of what I learned from it. But I would not want to return to that. I've learned from that. And when the relationship was going well, I was like her king. Because I was fitting her image. I was the handsome football jock, God, Jesus loving guy, preacher. I had a job in ministry that she wanted. She was looking up to me in that area. But as I started growing up into my early 20s, I started realizing I don't want to live my life that way. But it wasn't, I didn't even realize what she was doing to me. I didn't realize she had me in her kind of like corner, coddled. She had me like a puppet. I didn't realize that. So the decisions I was making was based on me discovering things that made my life better. And because I thought she loved me, I was trying to bring her with me to that. But she didn't like me going that direction. And that's when I started recognizing over time, I didn't see this when I was in the relationship. I started seeing it afterwards. That's all it was about for her. Men are disposable. And I wasn't mature enough to handle that. So we got into a lot of arguments, you know, and I called her, well, it's not what I called her. I'm not going to get into that. It's just, we were arguing. She was provoking me and I was responding. And she ended up getting the best of that situation. So we had a kid, and then she found another man, I was there at his birth. Then the next day I had to go to work. She left me off the birth certificate, which that was blood to me. You just signed up for a blood war, in my opinion. Like, I almost don't want to revisit that. It was so audacious of her to do. God. And then she went and married someone who was also in the church. Shows you, that's when I started realizing that's what she wanted. She wanted some guy in the church so that she could marry and look good with. And he was younger. He's a little bitch. Then I got in a relationship with another girl anytime I was trying to visit, it was incredibly hard to see my son. And anytime I did see him, she was blowing my phone up with a bunch of bullshit. And then anytime I tried to drop him off, she had him bring my son out to me, not her. Some guy, don't imagine that. Some guy you don't fucking know bringing your own blood to you. He was just born, and you were left off his goddamn birth certificate. And she's having a guy that I don't fucking know bring me my son. God damn it. What the fuck? So that's what happened. And it wore me out over and over again. And then it limited it to about like... Anyways, I see what women can do to men. And they will fuck your fucking life up. And it's important to recognize that. So now we can breathe a little bit. Not every woman can cause that to you. And you know what? Maybe if I was consistently the man she was looking for, she might not have ever done that to me. I don't know. But that wakes you up a little bit. So I encourage you to look into those contents, judge for yourself. Think of yourself first. That's how you win. Invest in yourself and serve from your overflow. Now, I'll expound on this in future videos from my experience. I am the student observer. I want to be careful to not pretend to be a know-it-all or an expert on anything. Not really. I mean, there are times where I just like to visualize myself that way because that's just the way I like to have fun in life. But I am really, I have a good grasp on reality and being humble. And I recognize I'm just a student observer, but I'm trying to echo back wisdom down the mountain that people are climbing up who may be younger than me or may just be emotionally younger than me. And saying like, hey, be careful in a couple steps. There's loose gravel. You might slip. You see what I'm saying? Your climb is your own. I ain't taking responsibility for that, but there's just this instinct in me that inclines me to want to echo back wisdom, and that's all I'm doing with this.